Hello there. Welcome to the stream. Apparently, my press of the unmute button didn't work, but now it did. All right. So, what are we doing today? What are you doing today? How are you doing today? Are you doing well? I'm doing well. My voice is still shot. I don't know why. I got sick. It wasn't COVID, but I got sick, and my voice has been messed up for the past 4 weeks now, I think. So, there you go. So I've got InfinityPBR.com up just as a reminder to go there for things like these scripting docs, integration tips, tutorials, updates, and more. Of course, if you click here and see all assets, it's our affiliate code. Helps us out greatly. And you can see what's really cool, including there's one left. One copy left of the Monster Bundle number 7 on the flash deals. It expires in just 5 hours. I wonder if it will sell out. We'll see. Anyways, there's documentation. Definitely check that out. We're going to be talking about the game modules today. We're going to be using the game modules today, actually. So that's something to keep in mind, that there's scripting docs for that. So what was I doing? I was doing stuff, and I wanted to continue it today with the live stream because it was interesting, I think. So I can kind of show you what there is now. Let's press play. I may have pressed play twice. Let's see. Which would pause it, of course. Or not pause it, stop it if I did that. Alright, apparently I didn't. Alright, so there we go. So I've got this character here, this goblin, and if I hold on control, then the look stops, and I can right click there. That's great. And then if I left click, then they try to attack. And right now, there's a temporary range distance of 20, and the distance is only 9.3. So technically, that means that they should be trying to do the range. And they don't react, though, so nothing's really happening. But if I go back 10 units, 10 meters, oops, through that wall, I guess, and do it again,
They're just too far out of range.
Now they talk.
If only I were a little bit closer.
Damn. I need to get closer.
If only I were a little bit closer.
I guess those two guys have the same voice.
They're just too far out of range.
Alright, so the point is that they're out of range. So instead of trying to shoot, they're just going to complain that they're too far out of range. I got a cough. Hold on one second. I'm done coughing. So yeah, that's what they do. And if we had a bow, then let me see if there's. Oh, there's a bow in here. What luck! Okay, so we're gonna equip a bow here. What is this? Magic Book of Magic Missiles. Can we learn it?
This will come in handy.
Oh, I can. Neat. But I think I already had magic missiles, so that's something to do later to make sure. Do we already have it? But now I'm going to equip this bow. Can I do that? You can't equip. Okay, well, there's a couple things here. There's a bug with the tooltip thing not. It's supposed to show. Well, it's supposed to show here too, but it didn't. That's weird. I don't know why it's not showing with. Oh, there's an argument out of range. So there's bugs there, but I also have to equip this. But oh, look at that. All right, so there's some just general logic bugs there. Nothing out of the ordinary. But I don't have the skill for equipping bows. So let's see if I can give it to myself. I don't want to go back to the character creation scene. I just want to see if I can give the bow skill to this first player or to this second player, or maybe we'll just move this one down and then give it to them because there's a Unity bug and it's just gonna mess everything up. Oh no, good. Okay, so this is our player on the left. We'll move her back up before we unpause to not mess up anything that might have messed up. And let's see, is it learned skills? No. Skills, believe it's skills. Yes. So we're going to add, oh, shoot. Well, that's not going to work. I can't really do that here. All right. Well, I could add, I think I need to add a debug shortcut for adding this. So let's do that first. I've got the ability here in my actions section, and over here, let me see. All right, so over here in my actions section, I've got somewhere in the update test keys. These are all the debug stuff. So we're going to say if shift held down, shift held down, and input.get key down, we're going to say, I don't know, what key code? Key code.p. P is probably B. We'll do B for bow. Then we're going to say this debug.log, giving the active player the bow skill. Yay. Okay. Now, let's see. We're going to say skills uses the stats and skills repository. So stats and what's the word there? Repository. Stats repository. Dot get. Dot find. Get. Find. No. Stats. Oh, stats repository. Dot get stat. Not by UIT. UID rather. Find. Get. Do I not have a get by name? Oops. Stat by UID. Huh, that's weird. I don't have a get by name. For this use case, that would make sense to have one by name. So let's do that. Stat by name, string name, and we're gonna try get stat value. Do this by name. We'll make a duplicate of that. And try add stat by UID. If okay. What does this do? Try add stat by UID. I should have written comments. Oops, I didn't write comments, and now I'm confused on a live stream. For each stat in stat objects, you can clean that up probably. So we're just looking for the stat. All right. Stat name. Change that to be not just name. Okay, so we'll copy that as well. And the name. All right. So now we need to duplicate the try get value. Oh, that's already there. That's a dictionary thing. Oops. Let's try this. So the list is already there. What we really need is to we're going to get the what's our name here? Stat objects. Yes. Stat objects. First or default where X name, object name equals stat name. That should do it. Just return that, really. And it will return null. This is not the preferred method for looking up stats. You should look it up via UID. Because looking up by name would... names might change. So use the UID. Not the preferred method. Use stat by UID to avoid issues if names change. Alright, so we're going to look up a stat by name. We have to change that in the game modules as well. And this is going to be bow, not box bow. And so we're going to save our bow stat equals that. And it's going to give us back our stat. And then we're going to say active player. Active player. I think I've saved this. Maybe it's game. Game.activePlayer.stats. Nope. Give, or what's the stats? Learn. What's the give method? What is the add? Okay. Add bowstat.uid. This our game.activePlayer and true because we want it to be distinct. And so if we go to that add, what it's basically doing is first return the current UID or the current stat if it's already there, and we're asking for it to be distinct. Otherwise, it's going to add a new one, and if there's a new owner, make that owner the owner, and then return that. So that should give us the stat added. And only once. So if I hit this a billion times, it'll happen only once. Technically. Let's see if it worked. Oh, and I should have probably... Oops, I've got a bug. What's going on? Inaccessible. Let's change that to public. Okay. And I should have saved the bow, because the treasure chest doesn't always have a bow in it. And every time I load this, it's going to reset that. So it might not have a bow this time. Let's find out. And it's slow because I have the script selected. All right. Oh, it had two bows. All right. So we will do two things. First, I will save it, and I'm going to save it right now just by going into this dungeon and out. That does the action of saving right now. I don't think my save button is working. It's not linked up, so I went into the dungeon. Now I'm going to go out of the dungeon, and that will have saved my inventory, technically. All right, now we've got it in our inventory. We can't equip it. And we got this, bug there. And we'll fix that. Okay, but then if I hold down Shift and B, click this out, Shift B, giving this player the bow skill. Can we equip it now? You can't equip it. Why not? Do I not have the bow skill? Did it not work? Let's try on player 2 because of that Unity bug. So we'll do this and Shift B, giving the active player the bow skills, and there is no bow skill. Oh, because I add it to stats, huh? They're both the same type of list, but I've separated them. Yep, I did. All right, so that's my fault. So it's really skills. Same thing. One's a skills list, one's a stats list. Hi, Merrick. How are you? Oh, 4 a.m. in Poland. Thank you. You're up late or early. All right. Now we should have the bows still. We do. Good. And for some reason that light's really bright on the player thing there. So we're going to give ourselves a bow, and we're going to give ourselves a bow here too. And then before I close this out to increase the frame rate, see the bow. Okay, so we should technically, let me get to where we can actually see the player. All right, we should be able to equip this now. You can't equip. Why can't we equip it? Let's dig into this. All right, so this is using the game modules. We have our short bow here. Skill required. Bow. Let's see, do I have any debugs going on when I try to equip it? Let's find out. Oh, interesting. I'm clicking head. I think I was using this as the bow spot. Yeah, inventory button got clicked. Bow. Null reference. So I've got whatever this issue is. In spot. Equipment spot name. What's no owner? Item spot. That's not logging. Oh, item spot. Yes, it's right there. Okay. So apparently equipment spot.name is null. So equipment spot is null. Why is equipment spot null? I wanted to shoot the bow during this live stream, and now I'm going to be just equipping it. We'll see. We'll get there. I have to remember what the heck I was doing. All this. I should probably zoom in on this. I apologize for that. Whoops, wrong button. I apologize for that because nobody reminded me, because there's so few people actually watching. But that's okay. All right. Where are these buttons in the end? UI. This button here. Oops. I had it. This is bow. All right. right, so avatar button got pressed. Let's see. On click. What does this do? Got pressed, got pressed, got pressed. All right. Actions, inventory, got clicked. Equipment spot name. Equipment spot name is... What is equipment spot name? Game object name. All right, so that should be good. And we got that debugged here, right? Inventory avatar got clicked. Bow. And then we try to equip it. Equip held item bow. Equipment spot. So we could be getting lost right here. Found, do this. Found equipment spot and what that name? We'll add that there to see if we get stuck there. So let's try to do this again. So I gotta give myself skill again, and then we'll go our inventory, clear that out so we can see. Oh yeah, we gotta go in here, clear it out again. All right. It looks like we did get that stuck. Okay, so the equipment spot isn't being found. Alright, so we'll change that to update that so we're not hiding name. So equipment spots on the player, are we not? We're gonna get a bunch of errors since the script just updated. We'll pause and we'll look at it. Where is it? Look at game. Not stats. Should be a list here. Equipment spots. There we go. Back bow. I wonder why I called it back bow. Alright, so what we need to do, change this to back bow. If you are watching this, please like and subscribe. Glad I got some thumbs up. Give a thumbs up too. Alright, so again, bow, give bow, and then we will try to equip. Alright, so we equipped the bow. Perfect. Equip the bow there. Now it's supposed to show in this, we'll still have to, that's another thing, but that's okay. We'll figure that out. So now we have the bow. We can see them down here. I'm going to save this again just by walking into the dungeon and then walking out of the dungeon. Yes, leave the dungeon. So earlier we heard that the characters say they're out of range if they're out of range, but these characters don't have a bow, so we don't want them to say anything at all. No, don't enter the. Hey, my no button doesn't work. doesn't close it. All right, so if I go far away from the goblin, try shoot. Oops. Where is he? Apparently it's not. That's weird. Why is it all of a sudden not being clickable? Well, the cursor changed. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know why. Let's try again. Could be related to the... There we go. Model not working. Okay. So... Oh. Now suddenly there's a thing here. Okay. This is probably related to having the bow equipped, because before that wasn't the case. Nope. Now suddenly that's saying the play clip isn't working, or the voice isn't working. I wonder if that's something we need to relink. So there is this concept that I have to relink certain things when I load data due to the number of, or the depth of the serialization. It can only go down to 10 layers deep, so serialization can. So I have to relink some things. And so I'm thinking here is that voice needs to be relinked. Oftentimes if I get random errors like that, it's because the voice is not working properly. Oh, I'm too far away. No, that's there. Let's see. Let me try number 2 here. I've got the inspector open, which is why the frame rate's suddenly so wonky. Whoops.
If only I were a little bit closer.
Huh. Somehow her voice isn't there. But it was a second ago. Let's see. So we're going to move her down 1 to get around that Unity bug and check it out. I'm too far away. Oh, wait a minute. Did it not go through? Chandrell. Male 3. Male. It's supposed to be female voice. Frame rate slows down tremendously when I get here. Voice. Alright, well that one's working. And that bug, though, I hope it gets fixed. It's very annoying. I feel like I have to constantly say that Unity bug because I don't want people to think it's my bug. I have enough bugs. All right. Oh, too close still. Do not find a line named I'm too far away. Well, we'll figure out why. Hi, Dirty Porker 69. That's a not safe for work name. I've been working on it, on and off here and there. Bits of it a lot longer than other bits, but you know, I don't know how long. Hard to quantify that, really. All right, see, now we see it's empty. So, for whatever reason, I wonder if it's related to that Unity bug. Her voice is gone. That's weird. That's very weird. Not sure why that would happen, since the others did not have their voices gone. Their voices are just fine. So it can't be the saving bug, because they have all their details here. Plus these strings would have saved. And that's why I would use to repopulate it. So, I don't know. Let's see. So we're just going to kind of fudge it and make her female 3 and female. And we'll see if loading or saving and loading does anything. I don't know if it will. We might need to start it over, but we'll see. It's one of those bugs where I really wish I could just replicate it. Just look like it's her in the right spot. We'll see once this rainbow wheel stops spinning. All right, yes, it looks to be the right one. Hard to tell, but it looks like there's, oh yeah, there's female there. Okay, so we are going to press unpause here. All right, so I'm gonna start a new character, I guess. Gosh darn it. Let me try one more time. Yeah, it looks empty. So let's try this. Female 3. Female 3. Female. Will my types work? Yes. Does that not cause errors? Okay, good. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the dungeon, and we'll see if this updates either here when we leave, or when I restart and load the data from the save file. Oh, I think the lines did. I saw that carrot there, so I think there may have been something. Oh, I guess it would have been empty. The carrot would have been there if it was empty too. Let's see. Nope. Looks like there's no lines. So that is something that I think should be updated, however. So I want to fix that. And I'm going to look for relink, confirm and relink data. Zoom in a little bit. So let's see. Where is my stuff? Relink voices. I have a relink voices. All right. For each player and all players, player.voice equals game.player voices get voice. Player voice voice. let's look at the other one. Voice, male 3. Oh, that's why I have a space in her voice. And female 3, female. Will that work? Okay, so no space now. Let's try this again. We're going to have to do the whole save load method simply to make that trigger. Oops. The frame rate is slow because I have the inspector open. Leave the dungeon. I mean, so Blueprints is similar to visual scripting. So for Unity, it would be like Playmaker or Bolt or something like that. You don't need to learn coding. I think the logic is the important bit, right? It's the question being, when you make a game, do you need to learn both Blueprints / visual scripting, or just one of them, or coding, or one of them? And I think the logic is the important bit. Understanding the logic of update loops and methods and different things and how to do that. That's the most important bit. But there we go. So now it seems to be appearing. But I suggest coding is you know, if you can learn the coding, then that's going to help you out in the end. All right, frame rate's better now because I closed that inspector. All right. So we'll go and there we go.
We need to get closer.
There we go. Now we can move on. So what I don't want, look at that. I don't know why that's happening. So that's going to be on the to-do list because I don't want to fix that right now, but somewhere in the process, these are losing their names. Female 6, female. And because earlier when I was looking at this one to debug, she had female 6. That was there. So I'm not sure what the issue is there. But the point is that we will try once more to save and hopefully it'll work out. Let me do that so I can actually move around like a normal person. Yes, dungeon. All right, and then leave the dungeon. And then outside, we will see once again who lost their shit, if anyone. All right, so she now has her stuff, and list is empty there, but we're gonna reload. It'll load when we load the data. Just checking to see if anyone else is suddenly missing their stuff. Okay, voice female 3. Okay, so now they were all there. You saw it, I saw it, everybody saw it. So let's see if they're all there after we load this data. Okay, so I see female 3, male 3. That covers the UI bug, and male 3's there. So this one, it did not get loaded. Interesting. Well, that's something. I'm not sure what that issue is. I'll have to dig into that. How annoying. But we do have this one working, so let's see if I have a debug log for where the action is. I know it's in my actions method, my actions class. All right. To do. Modify this to take into account range weapons, etc. I'm too far away. Okay. So, essentially, there's two things that have to happen. One, can they even shoot the bow? If they can't shoot the bow, then don't do anything. And this happens right here. So when we check left mouse click on the enemy, we pass a transform hit. Basically, we're seeing if it's not an enemy, then then return false. We didn't hit an enemy. Otherwise, if we hit an enemy dead, return false. Then otherwise we get the game object, we get that, and then we get the distance. We already have the distance of the object there, so we know if the distance is greater than our temp range distance, which is currently set to 20, and we want to change that, then we're going to react to distance too far, and this is going to take into account whether or not they have a bow equipped. So let's see. And then the other options right now, just to go through these, are if the distance is less than the temp melee distance, then we're going to try to attack. If they have a bow, then we're going to shoot the enemy. And so I think what I want to really do is go in to out. So start by, if we're close enough, then do a melee attack. That's just the default. And then if we have a bow and that's going to return true. So we're not going to do anything below that. And we also need to be distance has to be less than or equal to temp range distance. Then we will try to shoot. Otherwise, we're out of range. And then if we've done none of those, then we're just going to defend. Yeah, because in this case, the player has clicked on the enemy and wants to interact with that enemy, generally by attacking them. And then for each of these, we can do more logic. So, like, if they have a bow, and they're within range, then we're going to try to shoot. But let's say that they, are within range, but they don't have a bow. Then we can do. So if they don't have a bow and they're within range, then we can say to do debug.log. We'll do this so I don't forget. To do reaction to being close enough but not having a bow. This is also going to have to check whether they have the skill. So let's do a couple things. First, let's make sure we know what have bow is doing. See? To do. Check if they have a bow. So what we're really going to do here, I'm going to pause this. We're going to use the modules to specify that the bow gives them a hidden stat called has bow. Something like that. I think I started saying that up yesterday. And then I decided I had a 6 a.m. meeting, so I need to go to bed. So we have our bow weapon here, and in our stats, we have a can shoot option. So can shoot equals 1. So technically, can shoot will be 0 on everything, and then once this is added, then can shoot will be 1. I think I need to make sure that the players have that skill too, that hidden skill. So we're going to say on the player, so if stat or skills dot try get where's my can? Where's my skills? Hidden stat. Can shoot. And copy that UID. Dot get. Dot try get. That. Out. Game stat found. So if we don't have it, we're going to return false. Otherwise, if found dot stat final stat is greater than 0, final stat is greater than 0, then return true, otherwise return false. All right. So what we're really going to do is say return that is greater than 0. So that's going to return true if it's greater than 0. We'll return false if it's not greater than 0. And yeah, so that should work. And that will return whether we have a bow. The other thing we want to do is the range. And we can do that now. I've got range distance right here. And I set this up last night as well. And so range distance, we need to add it here. So I'm going to do that here. Range distance, add it. And we're just going to call this is going to be, since it's a short bow, we'll say 15. So you have to be a little bit closer with the short bow in order to attack. And so back in our code here, we're just going to make a similar one to has bow. And we're going to say public float range distance. And we're going to say return 0 f by default, and we're going to try to get range distance. So let me get that stat, hidden stat, range distance, copy the UID there, and oops, not that. And we're going to get the, here, we're going to go to this. If we have that, found, and if found, then we're going to return found dot final stat. There could be some other things that affect range distance, like spells or buffs or other power-ups. So we get the final stat, and that'll be range distance. All right. So go back to our actions here. So we're going to say game.activePlayer.range distance. And we'll do that here. Do that there, do that there, do that there. All right. And we're going to change this to can shoot. Perhaps there's something that's not bow, so we'll just change that to can shoot. So really all of the, or this, and we now want to change this to be can shoot too. So if we can shoot and the distance is greater. Yep. So I'll move this up here. So if we can shoot and it's under, then we do that. If we can shoot and it's over, then we react to that. If we can shoot and if we can't shoot and we are within range distance, if they have the skill. So if we have the bow skill, then we'll say something here. Otherwise we won't. We'll do that later. We'll do that in a bit. And otherwise, at the end, we default to defending. All right, so now we need to make sure that these players get those skills. And to do that, I believe my memory is correct. Then item attributes, I believe, maybe. Dictionaries. Starting skills. Nope, nope, nope. So maybe it's classes. No, no, no. Could be hard coded as well. Should probably make sure that they're not just being added already, just in case I did something before that makes them just work. So let's find out if they have these hidden skills. If they do have these hidden skills, well, that's just swell. If they don't, then we'll have to figure out where it is that I go about adding these things. So game. We'll look at player number 1. Close voice, we don't need that open. We're looking for skills. Stats, maybe. Oh, there it is. Can shoot, melee, distance, ranges. And so I must have some code in here that automatically adds that. So that's good. Now we can shoot, and let's see if things are working as expected. So I'm just going to close that so we get a better frame rate. Let's try shoot now. Temp range is 0. Update defend. Alright, so temp range is currently 0. That's not supposed to be the case. So let's figure out why. So we're going to say debug.log found stat. Because this is actually in stats, not skills. So skills are things you can learn. I need to remember that. And stats, including the hidden stats, are things that just are there. All right, well, at least she's talking this time. Temp range is still 0.
Come on, we need to get closer. Come on, we need to get closer.
I'm getting closer.
Come on, we need to get closer.
If only I were a little bit closer.
And look, they're not saying anything because they don't have the skills. So that's good, but temp range is still 0. Why is temp range still 0? Let's see. I may not have given it to, I think, no, we just did. Range, distance. All right. And just to confirm, where's our weapons, bows, short bow, range, distance, base value 15. So it should be happening. Let's just do this. Okay. So it was about that equipping thing.
If only I were a little bit closer. If only I were a little bit closer. If only I were a little bit closer.
There you go. Update shoot. Okay, perfect. So he's closer. He's doing the update shoot. Now let's remove the bow. Unequip that. See what he says now. To do update defend, temp range is 0. Oh, interesting. So that's a logic issue here. So temp range is 0 because they don't have a bow equipped, and therefore they don't get to this one. So they can't shoot, and there's enrages because they don't have a bow. So what we need to really see is if they can't shoot and they have bow skill. I mean, really, yeah, we'll keep it on the active player, and they have the bow skill. So, i.e., they don't have something equipped because can shoot would be that, and they have the bow skill. Then we'll do that. So we'll add this to the active player, and on this one it'll be a bool, and we're going to say skills dot get game stat UID is going to be the bow skill. Let me stop that. Weapon bow, copy that UID, right there. But really contains, what we really need is contains that. So we're just going to return that value. Has bow skill. Maybe has skill bow. Sneeze time. Sneeze break over. Whoa, or is it? Is it? Is it over? Maybe. All right, so if we have bow skill, whoops, has bow skill. Where'd it go? Has bow. That's weird. All right, so if we can shoot, we can't shoot, and we have the bow skill, then we'll do this. And we'll go about adding new. Oh, hey, the bull. Yeah, me too. I've got allergies, though, and talking makes it worse, but that's okay. All right, so I just want to make sure that this code is working, and then we can add new voices to make that happen. Let's see.
Come on, we need to get closer.
If only I were a little bit closer. If only I were a little bit closer.
That's right, we need to unequip for some reason. So I need to add some code to, I guess, redo the stats at the beginning, but. Alright, so distance is there. Now we'll go to the inventory, unequip that, and reaction to being close enough but not having a bow if they have the skill. Okay, great. So here is how I do my voices. I load up Replica Studios, infinitypbr.com, password, and then we got this. And so I've been doing one line for, and then I've got 10 characters in this project. So I'm just going to keep the same ones. I know they keep coming out with new characters, but for this, I'm just going to keep the same ones until I redo it later. But for now, what I've been enjoying doing is just adding a few lines here and there. In the end, I'd probably want a few variations, and at some point, I'm going to add some code to make it so that it doesn't always play. So there's some randomization there. But for now, we're going to say new scene, and we're going to say I don't have a bow. And this will take a few minutes. We'll go through and yeah, so we're gonna create 10 characters. Command N, 7, 8, 9, 10. 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Alright. So we're gonna go through all of these characters and give them some lines to say. I might have to also clean up this stuff because my script can auto-populate, but it needs the right naming convention. I don't think I've been saving it the right naming convention. So Avery's going to say, damn, if I only had a bow. Let's listen to that.
Damn, if I only had a bow.
That's good enough. So I'm going to download this as a wave, and we will put this, where am I going to put this? Where am I going to put this? I have a spot for this. Desktop. Replica, right? Where did I put it? Okay, I'm gonna add a shortcut to Legend of the Stones there. All right, there we go. Now we've got these here, so I'm gonna save this. It's gonna be. I don't have a bow. Wave, and it's gonna be Ava. I don't have a bow. This is the problem. I need to rename these. Because up here, there we go. So this is going to be, oops, Ava, female 1. I'm just going to rename these real quick because I need to save these clips as the male or female rather than their names there. Male 2. Oops. Male 3. Female 5. Female 6. Where's female 4? You might be wondering that. So am I. Male 4. Male 5. There should be 5 of each. So that Lily is female 6 and Lilith is female 5. That implies to me that Lily should now be female 4.
I already know the skill.
Yeah, you do. You already know that skill. So I'm going to change these to be female 4 here. Sorry for this boring section of the stream. Just want to do this outside of Unity so it doesn't freak out. So how have you all been? Anything exciting? Did you have a good weekend? If you're in America, did you have a good holiday weekend and to do see Top Gun. Or to do binge watch Stranger Things. Or to do binge watch something else. I feel like this last weekend was a weekend to release new content. Almost done with this. All right, so in replica here, or in my, let's see, Legend of the Stones, replica clips, there we go. So we will call this, there we go. This is going to be female 1. Female 1. This is the naming convention, right? Yep. All right. Good. Where's my things? Okay. Now I'm getting organized. Yeah. Now we're getting organized, and female. So I'm keeping these separate from the Unity ones just to keep them separate, because just in case there's ever any random issues. Basically don't want them all the eggs in one basket, if that makes sense. Male 3, 2, Ithar, male 3, Lilith, female 5, and female 6, 4, and Soreen is one we're not using. Male 4 first, and male 5. Okay. We'll call this unused, so I'm not confused by that. All right. Now we can go back to replica. All right, so we did Ava. Now let's Davu. I need a bow if I'm going to shoot an arrow. Oh, you had an interview.
If I'm going to shoot an arrow.
Well, I hope you do land your first software job. That would be really cool. What did I call this for this one? Okay, so male 1. Are you excited? I mean, if you get that, that'll be you'll have a lot less free time during the day, and maybe more free time at night if you're still doing the nighttime work. Evelyn's gonna say, I don't have a bow. And this is what it sounds like.
I don't have a bow.
Doesn't sound like an exclamation mark, but that's okay. Well, that's fine. Female 2. Yeah, getting off nights.
Someone give me a bow now.
Well, that didn't sound right, so I'm going to put a comma there. A real person who can go shopping at night.
Someone give me a bow now.
Instead of stalking at night. I can appreciate that. I do remember my graveyard shifts from back in the day. Falling asleep on the Denny's booths between 3 and 4 a.m. because nobody came in, and then a 4:15 a.m. customer waking me up so they can be served. They were always okay with it. They got it. They knew.
Where did I put that bow?
All right, that's good. This was gray, so male 2, male 2. Ithar's gonna. I'll need a bow or something similar.
I'll need a bow or something similar.
That's not how you say bow. Let's spell it differently, see if he gets it right this time.
I'll need a bow or something similar.
That worked. All right. The male 3. And Lilith.
This arrow won't shoot itself. May I have a bow?
That'll work. Female 5. Oops. 2 more. 3 more.
How am I supposed to shoot arrows without a bow?
Fine, that'll do. Two more.
With a bar could smash that. So, do you have one?
We'll misspell bow again here.
With a bar could smash that. Do you have one?
He says one funny.
With a bow I could smash that. You got a bow.
It's not a question, but whatever. I'll save it. I'll take it. Stone is male 4. Male 4. And finally, if only I had a bow, what I could shoot.
If only I had a bow, what I could shoot.
I'll do. So male 5. Alright, so now we've saved those out. I just need to bring them in. Just copy these over. All right. Now in Unity, those should load. So the thing I was talking about, why the naming convention matters, and I remembered this last night, or a couple days ago maybe, when I was adding those other voices, is that my voices module, I'm using player voices, not voices, has these, and then it has the ability to autofill. And so female 1, I've got all these and all that. So let me see what happens when I click autofill. Didn't really work at all. So maybe I need to change this to female 1. Let me see. Nope. Huh. This one worked? Nope. Well, somewhere along I need to figure out what my autofill thing is again. I think it, yeah, autofill's right here. Voice name, line name, emotion name, number. And I think I have a difference between the names of the files and the voices. Not on all of them, but on some of them. Like, well, actually, I don't know. I'll have to look it up. Anyways, but we're going to add a new line. We'll do it manually. We'll hide the autofill for now. We'll do this. What's the new line called? It was, I don't have a bow. Add that line in our voices. We will simply add these in. So let me just expand all these. And I don't have a bow. I don't have a bow. And we'll do this for all of these. Just drag them in one at a time. This is a boring part of the video or live stream. So I'll talk quietly while I slowly pass the time. And my eye is starting to itch from allergies. What happened to female 3 here? Wait a minute. How come female 3 has no sounds? And how come there's a second female 3? I don't know. I don't have a bow. Alright, that makes no sense. Where's female 4? Female 1, 3, 5, 3. Well, that could be the source of my problem. Ooh, is it trying to add them all? No? Huh. Well, I don't know where female 4 is. Huh. I swear I would have noticed this last time I went to, and this is female 3, so I don't know what it's doing there. Huh. You see my expression here of curiousness as to why suddenly female 2 has female 4, but female 4 didn't exist before. Let me peek into the under the hood here. Voices. That Unity bug is really annoying. All right, so this is female 4. So we're going to call this female 4 R for female 4 real. And this one has nothing. So we're going to call this one female 4 F or female 4 fake. And then we'll just change this one to female 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, there's 2 males. Well, that's not correct. This is male 3. This one, though, is male 3 as well. Interesting. So we'll call this female 4 2 now. And both male 3s have all male 3s. Now that I think this issue came from the fact that I changed or pressed the auto button and it just didn't work or something. Oh, look at that. It did update these. But I updated them here too. Okay. So I've got some logic issues there. That's fine. I'll figure that out another time. And then, wait a minute. We change these two? Oh, interesting. It's changing the names. Oh, that's annoying. Ah, it's super annoying. Probably thought it was supposed to be clever, but it didn't work. All right. Let's fix this. This is going to cause problems, so I'm going to just quickly fix this. Okay. Female 1 is going to be female 1. Okay, so that's fine. Female 2 has issues. Female 3 is supposed to be Freya. Already know the skill. Already know the spell. Can't learn skill. Can't learn spell. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. This will come in handy. Already know skill. Already know spell. I don't have enough magic. Too far away. Too far away. I don't have a bow. All right, so that one should be set. Female 4 is supposed to be Lily. Already know skill, already know spell. Can't learn skill, can't learn spell. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oops. Let's go. And we'll add number 1 as well. Thank you. This will come in handy. I already did those. Don't have enough magic. Too far away. That's the one with the not name, or with the name rather. And I don't have a bow. Okay. So now that's accurate. Female 5 is supposed to be this one, and it appears to be. All right. Now males. All right. Male 2. All right. Male 3. Nope. All right. Male 3 is supposed to be. Oh. This is supposed to be male 3, but it's just renamed those things. All right. So that's fine. Male 4 is stone. Male 5, the miscreant. All right. So the only issue is female 2, which I'm not using in any of the things I've got going on here. So I think we should be fine for just leaving it there. And I'll fix that offline. All right.
Come on. We need to get closer.
All right.
Come on. We need to get closer.
That's right. I need to do the whole equipment thing. Not that one. Okay, so she's able to shoot. Now, if we remove this. Oh, I didn't put the code in to make her actually talk. That would be helpful. To add the actual code. Easy code, though. Very easy code. Okay. So it's going to be active player speak. I don't have a bow. So this should only happen if they have the skill but don't have a bow equipped. All right, so I'm going to just do the unequip, equip, unequip, take out. So now,
Someone give me a bow. Now.
there you go.
Someone give me a bow. Now.
Oh, okay, let me give you a bow. There you go. Now she can shoot. There you go. So that's that. Got some errors here. No references. That's another issue for targeting the bad guy. All right, so that's that. I need to do a few other random things that were discovered here in this short live stream. The first being that the stats appear to be not recomputing upon load, and I feel like they should be. So this section, confirm and relink data, happens at the start of game relinks, and set player stats dirty. Yeah, so it should be setting them all dirty, and that should be relinking them. And that's the last thing that happens here. Let's see something. Let's check out one of our players. Player index 1, which is the second player. Oh, I shouldn't. Oh, yeah, I can pause. Okay. Let's see their stuff here. You look at can shoot and range distance. So range distance, other value is 0 and 0 can shoot. Other value 0, 0. Let's look at something that's not accuracy. Yeah, so none of these seem to be going. But if I make these dirty, huh? They seem to be updating, but not actually computing. Let's see. Might, if I load up their stats. Huh. Let's try to shoot here.
If only I were a little bit closer.
Yo, what's up, Kyle? Project 414 414. How you doing? All right, so I'm going to see if by clicking that set dirty button I can solve for this. So we're going to use second player there.
If only I were a little
So
bit
temp range is 0. Now we're going to go into here and set dirty there. Oop. Range. And the can shoot. Although the can shoot seems to already have worked. So now that automatically triggered itself. Whoa, 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 whoa.
If only I were a
Now
little
range
bit
15. So
closer.
yeah, so somehow set dirty just doesn't seem to be happening. So let's check that out. Yeah, just started streaming again, and I should be doing it more often, so that's a good thing. All right, so we're going to say debug.log. Put the $sign there so we can do the inline variable. So we're going to say setting stats skills dirty for player dot name character. Just player dot name maybe. All right, so we should see that somewhere in our starting or loading stuff here. Once it loads, there we go. All right, so pause that. So somewhere in this list we should be, there we go, saying the stats skills dirty. So those are working, or rather those are triggering, but just to confirm again, make sure I'm not going cray cray.
Come on, we need to get closer.
Do you really? Range is 0. Now what are maybe these errors are coming into play? I didn't think I should have these errors at the beginning. Or do those errors come up after? Interesting. Oh, I wonder if it's because I'm inside the collider zone for the entrance to the dungeon. That could be why these are all firing at the start. Pause level. Oh, it's because at the start game time isn't so yeah, so essentially I added pause level for actor target for some other stuff, and at the very beginning game isn't registered yet, so I just need to figure this out. So what we can do is that question mark yeah, wait, will that work? Question mark dot pause level? No. Question mark equals that dot pause level? No. Just check for game. All right, that should solve that for now, but I don't think that's causing the issue. I don't think it is, but we'll see. Okay, well, none of this worked, so that's something. Yeah. That will be a to-do item for now, but I don't think that's what's causing the issue. See, I've been a Mac user my whole life. Feel like all schools had bad computers, but back then they were probably okay. But yeah. So Windows gives me a headache a little bit. I don't know how I use it. All right, so I don't know why that's not working. I wonder if just doing that is enough to make it work.
If only I were a little bit closer.
If only I were a little bit taller. Yeah. So it's apparently saying them dirty. And so that's something, isn't it? Set player sets dirty. This happened in game. So we're doing that, and so each one set dirty. So we're gonna just go out on a limb here and debug.log setting name object name dirty. We're just going to make a whole bunch of debug logs here. All right, so let's see. Did we get them? Let's get down the list. Okay. Actually, look. If we get back to accuracy. Change source. We got bow, but we didn't get the two that we're looking for. Why is that? There's a whole bunch we didn't get, actually. So if we go backwards, we get bow, which is skill. So we get bow, sword. I mean, this must be the first player one, but then skill points, we get up here. Hit points, max. Hit points happens twice for some reason, but max only happens once. Oh, hit points max up here. Stamina, speed, wisdom. So we update those, but we don't update these other ones. Why is that? Whoa. That's weird. debug.log setting list.count stats skills dirty. So what we want to see here is how many it's got in its list. Maybe for some reason it doesn't have all these in its list when it's loaded. That would explain why they're not being set dirty. So let's find out. Let's find out. Pause right there. Let's go to the very first one. Hey, what the heck, right? It's there now. So now it's there. Interesting. Let's see something.
Come on. We need to get closer.
But temp range is 0.
If only I were a little bit closer.
Same deal. Okay, so it appeared like it was updating. Range distance, but it doesn't seem to have done so. Or it did. I mean, I'm sure it did, but for whatever reason, it didn't do it properly. So, wondering if we look at our game here, set player stats dirty happens right after all this other stuff. What if it needs to happen right after that? Okay, so maybe this will happen only once after it's ready, but after get ready runs. Let's find out. We'll find out, because what I'm thinking is that somehow this just needs to happen a frame later, that perhaps whatever connections it requires needs to be set the frame that it starts, or the frame before it starts. That's my best guess. Okay, so it did set them dirty. And I removed the debug logs, so there's that. Alright, so let's see. Frame rate's slow because the inspector's up. I have to keep saying that.
If only I were a little bit
Alright,
closer.
temp range is 15. So that seems to have done it, essentially. It needs to happen the frame after. And now you can shoot. And now if we go to our inventory and remove the bow, try shoot.
I'll need a bow or something similar.
There you go. Alright, so that seems to have solved that issue. Simply moving the set dirty to be after the get ready. So this happens once that happens, we then at the very end do that. So we just confirm by removing that, commenting that out, and making sure it still works. If I set dirty only after get ready is completely run through its course, even though that part was at the end of it, but you know, it'll make it happen 1 frame later than it otherwise would have.
If only I were a little bit closer.
That worked. All right. Still more bugs to solve. There's always more bugs to solve, isn't there? This issue with the targeting, I changed stuff, and yeah, I changed stuff, and now I've got to go back. I gotta add like a universal is ready thing. Maybe I already have a universal is ready thing. Is ready. Trying to get ready. Is game ready? There you go. So that's what I need to do. Let's do that. So what we're gonna do, sorry, I can't talk. What we're gonna do equals get pause level, and we'll create this, and we're gonna say if no game, then return 4. If game dot is ready, return 4. So if we're not ready, return 4. Otherwise, we're going to return the pause level. Okay, and get rid of that. And we'll see if this works. Thanks for joining, those of you who are watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's see. That solved that problem. So there we go. There we go. All right, so still more to do. I think I'm going to take a break for now. It's been a couple hours almost, and let me get the frame rate back up. So I think the next step is to get to the point where, yes, I can shoot. So we can update the shoot. And what I was saying last time at the end of the last live stream, for those of you who weren't there, for this one, you know, I could do just arrows that go straight for Infinity. They just keep going straight. But what I want is to have, you know, some magic spells might go straight, where sort of like the projectile has a jet engine on it and just goes straight, flies straight. But for others, they might fly in different directions. And for arrows, I want to have more realistic trajectories. So, in essence, you know, the skill in this game is not about being dexterous with your clicking and being able to aim at the head, therefore you get the head or anything like that. The whole idea is that when you aim your bow and arrow at a bad guy, there will be some sort of like cone. And that cone will be smaller if the player has a better accuracy. And of course, since it's a cone, it gets larger the further out it gets. So there's a range that each weapon has, each bow has, and rather than going straight, the arrow is going to fly a little bit up. That means that if you're in a dungeon or something in a small hallway, you might not be able to shoot quite as far, because by the time the arrow gets there, it's either going to hit the ceiling or it's going to hit the floor. So that's a sort of that's a mechanic I want to put in the game, and to do that, I need trajectory. So I think that'll be a next step to figure that out and just get a simple arrow thing. I used to have a basic arrow that went straight, but I want to change that. And yes, the bull, there is a thing you can shoot. It doesn't do anything yet. I turned all that stuff off, because if you remember, these things used to do stuff, but now, right now, they don't. Now you can actually just push it around. You can't push that. You can't push that around, but you can push this around. So, yeah. But this will be the thing to shoot for now while we test that out. And I'll probably add... Well, actually, I don't know if I'll add the reactions right away. Because the reaction... That code existed. The reaction code, but it needs to be redone. A lot of it needs to be redone. So I just kind of did the bare minimum to make this functional enough for the idle. And that's that. Yeah, not kind of like Skyrim. Skyrim would be, I mean, maybe Skyrim's bows. How do those bows work? Yeah, those you have to aim, but it's your dexterity, it's your understanding of, you know, where the bow is going, the arrow is going to land. For this one, that's going to be computed for you. But rather, you're going to be, you know, you've got this cone, and the arrow is going to land somewhere in there. So the chance of hitting will increase with your accuracy, not with your ability to be better at mouse and clicking, you know what I mean? Since there's 4 characters here, you know, I've got 2 with the bow right now. These first 2 have bows, and maybe one has a high accuracy, the other one has low accuracy. So all in all, the one with low accuracy will have a larger cone. A larger cone means more chance that, you know, it doesn't hit the further away you go. The closer you get, the cone is going to be smaller, so the chances of hitting increases. And then there's going to be one other, you know, there with this game, there's also going to be a stat that decreases. Excuse me. Yawning. There's going to be a stat that decreases the chance of hitting, similar to armor or something like that. Maybe it's speed or something like that. And that's probably going to be like a secret thing that just makes it more likely that you're going to hit outside of the cone. Rather than, you know, you clearly hit it and then it says you didn't hit it. That seems weird. So that thing will basically come into play and says, oh, if this stat math works out where, nope, you're not going to hit the bad guy because their, you know, range defenses is high, then it will force the arrow to go off to the side. Stuff like that. No, we can't. But that's actually a female goblin, so we won't give her a name. She's just goblin fighter female. That's it. Single player. Party base. So you get 4 people, and people come and join you. Up to 7, I think, throughout the game. But party based otherwise. And then I do think it would be neat to have a system where you can like kind of put in a game code and kind of watch the other player play. So if someone's streaming it, you could, you know, put that game code in and watch them play. And maybe while they're playing, you can control the camera, your camera, you know, and see things differently or inspect their stats or other stuff like that. Just, you know, so you can watch along and enjoy how they're playing, but also see new things. And if people find some way to cheat by having their friend log in or log in themselves, that's fine. I don't give a shit about that. I just think it would be a fun way to build some sort of like not MMO experience, but just a community experience, a multiplayer experience without really having the play aspect. And it could be fun to have additional things like you could maybe ask a question to your watchers, yes or no, or left and right. Should I go left or should I go right? And they can tell you, and you can choose which way to go. So it could be some cool things there, but that's way down in the future. For now, I need to figure out all these other issues. So I'm gonna cut this stream off here though because it's been 2 hours, and yeah, I'm gonna take a short break. Probably do a little bit more work tonight. I'm gonna go for a walk again before heading to bed and getting ready for the day job once again. Because that keeps happening, the day job does, which is probably a good thing. Not complaining, but certainly does take time. On Friday I have a day off though, so maybe I'll stream Friday during the daytime, US time. We'll see. So anyways, thanks for joining everybody. I'm glad you came. Should we check to see if the this is sold? There's one left before at the beginning of the stream. Has it sold? Let's see. It has sold. So there you go. That one sold out. good luck. Good job, whoever bought that last one. This is not going to sell out in the next 3 hours, so I didn't even ignore it. Plus, this is part of the 12-pack bundle, so I think the super fans would just buy the bundle, and it doesn't make sense to buy the individual character necessarily. Although you would get a discount if you bought the individual character for $18.75, you'd still get a $75 discount from the complete bundle. But that is what that is. So, all right, thanks everyone. Yeah, I hope you do catch me live again, Kyle, as well. And the Bull, it has been a pleasure as always. I miss the good old days, and I'm back. So this should happen more often. Like before, I'm generally not going to be pre-planning the streams because I gotta play it by ear with life and the day job and how the days progress. But I do plan on doing it more often, and whenever I do have an idea of when I'll do it, I'll try to schedule it in advance and do a at everyone on the Discord. So yeah, thanks everyone. Have a great day.